Hi, it is MicroMoment time, and today we're going to have a little bit of news and updates. So first of all, I'm going to start with the news. We spent a lot of this morning getting this room a little bit more organized. We have a long way to go. This is our freeze dryer room. Our freeze dryer's name is Kelvin, so we call this the Kelvin Lab, and it is our overflow area for food storage. So this is the only part of our food storage that we'll show. The rest we prefer to keep private. But I wanted to show you how we earthquake-proof our shelves, because we do live in an earthquake zone. It is not very active, but nevertheless, we don't want things falling to the floor. So you notice that I keep our jars inside the original boxes, and then we put up this little fencing. Now this fencing comes in a great big roll. It's like it's a barricade type thing. I think originally it is about 4 feet tall. I've cut off the top and cut off the bottom. It's about 100 feet long, and it's very inexpensive, and it's very, very sturdy. And so we just cut a strip and run it around and lash it to the shelves, and then we run this shipping tape. It's quite taut all the way through the cells here and the cells here, and then it goes all the way around to the back. Now we do that for the second shelf and the third shelf. All of our shelves are these great big sturdy Costco shelving units. Up here, this is not tall enough to do one of these, and so we just do the double layer of the shipping tape, and I only keep up things up here that are not breakable. So we have plastic, and then I've got some Bob's Red Mill flour and that type of thing. Then on the bottom shelf, we are going to be putting barrels just like this, these bins all the way across here, and they will not need to be fenced in. So we feel really good having this finally done. We've been trying to get to it for a really long time. We are reorganizing all of our food storage, and so this hopefully will just be temporary, but who knows. Okay, the second thing is, it is time for us to check our Tattler gaskets in the 30-pint jars that we started on the day before Halloween of last year. So it is now 2.5 months. So let's check to see how they are doing. So they are right here. They have a great big T on them to tell me that this is where we put the Tattler gaskets. And here's one sticking out here. Remember, we slipped those under already used flats to see if we could get another really good seal. And we had a lot of criticism about this, and the bottom line is, we didn't know for sure. It seemed to work well at first, but I'm testing these for a year. And so far, so good. All of them have still sealed. And I can tell that by the sound when I tap the flats. I've not put any bands on these, so that if they're going to break seal, it will be obvious. So let's check using sound. So there originally were 6 here and 24 here. All right, they are all sealed, which is really good. Now someone asked me, I don't get what that sound means. How can you tell? Well, because I've been doing it for a whole lot of years, for one thing. You can also tap it with a spoon, and it will sound similar to that. If it is not sealed, this one is an empty jar, so it's not sealed. And so it sounds very different, and that's how I tell. Now, we are 2 jars short. We now are down to 28, not because they broke seal, but a month ago when I was really sick, Jim was fixing meals for us and didn't see the great big T on the flat. And so he just came out here and got us a pint of corn and a pint of carrots in order to fix dinner for us. And I didn't realize that that's where he had pulled them from. So we're down to 28, but we still have a lot going right here. Okay, now for the news. Earlier this week, I asked Jim, when he made his Costco trip, if he could please look for a flat of the Hatch chopped green chilies in 4-ounce cans. I wanted a whole flat. A flat is like 12, and I wanted to add them to our canned goods area of our food storage. Well, he couldn't find them, but then he said to me over the phone, but I found them in jars of 40 ounces. Shall I bring those home? And I said, sure. And so he brought 4 40-ounce jars. That's more than a quart of green chilies, all packed in these jars. And so I decided the best thing to do would be to freeze dry them. And I could not be more delighted with how they turned out. Look at these. These are just like very dry little wafers, crackers. You can see how crumbly they are, just like crackers. So these will rehydrate very, very easily. I worked really hard to preserve them in this little square size so that I can just take one and drop it in a recipe that I'm working on. So after that, I decided that I took care of about 1.5 trays using those. And then I decided to just powder the rest. And so here is the powder. Now see, this is not sealed. So you can tell the difference. I have to vacuum seal it. This is what the powder looks like. And we are going to do a video on it. Jim is going to bring some more jars home, and this time we're going to try it in our dehydrator, and then I can show you again on camera what the freeze-dried looks like. And then after we get that done, I'm going to show you in the same video how to take some of that powder and the little wafers that we have and make some wonderful green enchilada sauce. And we'll mix up a quick batch of green enchiladas, which is one of our longtime family favorites. So hope you will look forward to that video. It will be forthcoming before too long. And that's our news and updates for this micro moment. And we'll see you next time.